In a world where joy can swiftly turn to horror, the Covina family massacre stands as a chilling reminder of the fragility of life.
A Christmas Eve party became a crime scene, the bodies inside so badly burned that police were unsure if the victims died in the shooting rampage or the subsequent fire.
Police and coroners located the last of the bodies this morning, a particularly difficult task after the intense fire that reduced the home to rubble.
Christmas to me, and just kept walking down this way, and that was it.
Witnesses say they saw the suspect take the Santa suit off and walk away.
Hours after the shooting, police found Pardo's body at his brother's house about 40 miles from the crime scene. Police say he killed himself.
Picture this, a cozy Christmas Eve, laughter echoing through the halls, loved ones gathered around the dinner table, and children playing in the backyard. But in a cruel twist of fate, the festivities are shattered by a knock at the door, a knock that heralds the arrival of a nightmare dressed as Santa Claus. As the Ortega family joyously celebrates, little do they know that their lives are about to be irrevocably changed.
Police and coroners located the last of the bodies this morning, a particularly difficult task after the intense fire that reduced the home to rubble.
With the innocent excitement of a child, they welcome the figure in the red suit, unaware of the darkness concealed beneath the festive facade. In an instant, the jolly image is shattered as the intruder reveals a gun, unleashing a barrage of bullets that tears through the heart of the holiday cheer.
You know, when I first heard it, I knew he was wearing a Santa suit, and I knew who he was because I had seen him, but more than one time. So, but I didn't think anything of it until they were saying that he used the Santa suit and he put stuff in the Santa suit, like guns and whatever he used. And then it kind of freaked me out, thinking that maybe he had already planned this for a long time.
Papa Joe and his wife, pillars of the family, fall victim to the merciless onslaught, along with their children and grandchildren. Amidst the chaos and carnage, the flames of a flamethrower device ignite, engulfing the home in a fiery inferno. The blaze, fueled by the agony of innocent souls, rages uncontrollably, devouring everything in its path. The scene is one of unimaginable horror, a tableau of pain, torment, and unspeakable loss. As firefighters battle the blaze, they are met with a scene straight from the depths of hell, bodies charred beyond recognition, the echoes of screams lingering in the air like a haunting melody. But amidst the darkness, rays of heroism emerge. Charles and James Ortega, wounded but undeterred, rise to confront the assailant, their bravery shining through the smoke and flames. Their sacrifice becomes a beacon of hope, a testament to the indomitable spirit of the human soul in the face of unspeakable evil. As investigators painstakingly piece together the shattered fragments of the Ortega family's lives.
Hours after the shooting, police found Pardo's body at his brother's house about 40 miles from the crime scene. Police say he killed himself.
3 people were also injured, including an 8-year-old girl who was shot. Neighbors can't believe this happened to what they call a happy, tight-knit family.
Christmases were like, just that special time of the year. It meant so much to them. And it's almost like he planned it, for him to come and do this on such a special night.
For the victims' friends and family, the holidays will never be the same.
The chilling truth emerges. The gunman, Bruce Jeffrey Pardo, was not only the harbinger of death, but also a figure from within the family's own ranks. Motivated by anger, resentment, or some twisted sense of vengeance, he unleashed his fury upon those who had once held him close.
Police say Bruce Pardo dressed up in a Santa suit and went to the home of his ex-wife's parents, James and Alicia Ortega, where they were having their annual family Christmas party. There, he began shooting, starting with the 8-year-old girl who opened the door. She was severely wounded. Then he opened a gift-wrapped package, a pressurized tank that police say Pardo had rigged up to blast a mixture of race car fuel all over the house.
Pardo was severely injured during that explosion. He suffered third-degree burns on both arms. It also appears that the Santa Claus suit that he was wearing did melt onto his body.
The aftermath reveals a community and family grappling with profound grief and disbelief. Loved ones mourn the lives lost in such a senseless act of violence, struggling to comprehend how such tragedy could unfold in their midst. Memories of the victims, those charred in the fire, and those who bravely confronted the gunman, linger as a poignant reminder of their courage and the preciousness of life. For the Ortega family, the path forward is fraught with pain and uncertainty. They navigate a landscape forever altered by the events of that tragic day, finding solace in the outpouring of support from friends, neighbors, and strangers touched by their story. Together, they honor the memory of those lost, seeking justice and healing amidst the wreckage of shattered lives. Bruce Jeffrey Pardo's actions leave a scar on the community, a stark reminder of the darkness that can reside within individuals and the devastating consequences of unchecked anger and violence. Yet, in the midst of sorrow, the resilience of the human spirit shines through. The Ortega family's courage and the community's solidarity stand as a testament to the power of love and hope in the face of adversity. The Covina family massacre is more than just a crime. It is a stark reminder of the darkness that lurks within the human heart, waiting to be unleashed upon an unsuspecting world. As the shots rang out and panic gripped the Ortega family, they sought refuge under the dining room table, desperately hoping to escape the violence unfolding around them. Leticia Ortega, one of the survivors, acted swiftly to protect her loved ones. Despite the danger looming overhead, she managed to call 911, her voice trembling with fear as she relayed the unfolding horror to the dispatcher.
He's shooting. What's your address? Ma'am, I understand. I need to know your address.
He shot. I heard the shots and they were like poppers and I wasn't sure what it was, so everyone started panicking and running, so we all dove under the dining room. Some of us dove, some of us left. My daughter has been shot. She was shot in the face on the side and she's bleeding.
I know. I let the officers know. The officers are making sure it's safe for the paramedics to
I
come
need
in.
a bandage, please. Please come immediately.
What is in your house?
Immediately. Don't know who else is alive.
I know, ma'am. Just stay on the phone with me, okay?
My whole family, there's 30 people, 25 people.
I know.
In the face of unimaginable fear, Leticia's bravery stood as a beacon of hope. Her quick thinking and decisive action in the midst of chaos helped to summon help and potentially save lives. Her courage amidst the carnage underscored the resilience of the human spirit, showing that even in the bleakest moments, acts of bravery and selflessness can emerge. As the investigation unfolded, the full extent of the tragedy became clear. The massacre, perpetrated by Bruce Jeffrey Pardo, claimed the lives of 9 people, leaving a community shattered and mourning. For the Ortega family and the community of Covina, California, the road to healing has been long and arduous. They have navigated through grief, trauma, and unanswered questions, seeking justice and finding solace in each other's support. Leticia's bravery continues to inspire, serving as a testament to the strength and resilience that can emerge from the depths of tragedy.
During a school walkout, Katrina Yusuf-Polsky read the names of the 17 victims killed in Parkland, Florida 1 month ago.
Nicholas Warren.
Gun violence is personal for the LaSalle High School student. Nearly 10 years ago, she survived a Christmas Eve massacre when she was only 8.
Being able to really fight for something that is truly, truly close to my heart is very different.
It happened at her family's home in Covina, when her aunt's ex-husband, dressed as Santa Claus and armed with 4 semi-automatic weapons, began shooting before setting the home on fire, killing 9 of her family members. Yusuf-Polsky was shot in the face.
It's not something that I needed to know all of the details to. I just knew I had to keep fighting, and I knew I would live my life to the fullest for each one of my family members and everybody affected by gun violence.
She hopes to help others fighting the same battle and credits her mother's faith with shaping her perspective.
Especially with Christmas time, it's been something of light now. It's something my family continues to celebrate instead of look down upon.
Her classmate, Isabella Mares, Pasadena's 100th Rose Queen, asked Yusuf-Polsky for help. The two shot this video asking others to join them.
We wanted to walk out of our schools, not necessarily to protest our personal schools, but to protest against gun violence. And to say that, and also show respect to those that lost their lives on the February 14th.
They hope this walkout will have a lasting impact on their peers.
Do not let this movement and this day of unity end here.
And send a message to students at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School.
You're left here on this earth for a reason. You're left here for a purpose, and your job is to keep fighting and to shine that light on everybody else that has been affected.
As they remember the victims and honor their memory, The community stands united in their resolve to never forget the Covina family massacre, a tragic chapter that forever changed their lives. Through remembrance and resilience, they continue to seek justice and healing, refusing to let the darkness overshadow the light of hope and courage that emerged from their darkest hour. But even as chaos reigned supreme, Letitia refused to succumb to despair. With her daughter injured and bleeding, she made a split-second decision to flee, determined to get help for her child. It was an act of bravery in the face of unimaginable danger, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit in the darkest of times. As Letitia rushed to safety, her daughter stumbled out of the house, wounded but alive.
And as much as I miss my family and my loved ones, I just am so full of gratitude for what I have had, the blessings that I've had.
It was a miracle amidst the madness, a glimmer of hope in a nightmarish landscape of despair. Despite being shot in the face, the young girl's life was spared, a testament to her mother's quick thinking and the strength of the human will to survive. In the aftermath of the massacre, as the smoke cleared and the extent of the devastation became clear, Letitia's actions stood as a beacon of hope amidst the darkness. Her bravery in the face of unspeakable horror serves as a reminder that even in our darkest moments, there is still light to be found. The devastating aftermath of the Covina family massacre left a trail of heartbreak and tragedy, with the loss of young lives echoing the senseless violence that tore through their once joyful Christmas celebration.
Days after a man dressed as Santa Claus murdered 9 people at his ex-in-law's Christmas party, comes word he may have even planned for more victims.
We found another car associated with the crime that was rented by Mr. Pardo, parked in the city of Glendale. What we've determined is that car was parked within several hundred feet of Mr. Pardo's ex-wife's divorce attorney's home.
At a community meeting, the police chief said Bruce Pardo likely planned his rampage for months.
This was not a random act of violence.
The gathering wasn't just only to inform mourners, but help a town talk about tragedy.
But I've never seen anything like this, even for city hall meetings or anything like that. There's only 30, 40 people. For this to come out 500 people, this is a lot of people here just to come out. It kind of makes it better.
Reeling in shock from late Christmas Eve when Pardo entered his ex-wife's parents' house in costume and gunned down everyone there. Police say he then used this pressurized tank to douse the home with fuel to help burn it down. None of the victims' remains has so far been identified.
You hear something like that in the news and it crushes everybody.
Police say Pardo and his ex-wife had just finalized a bitter divorce. After he carried out the act, he went to his brother's and killed himself. His body found burned as well, with thousands of dollars strapped to it for a potential getaway.
But I assure you that the acts of this madman are not going to define Covina.
Outside the crime scene, orange ribbons adorn the trees in this Covina, California neighborhood, a sign of solidarity for a community now bound by grief.
I just let them know there's mean people in the world and there's good people, There's nothing else we could tell them, but reality, this is reality. And
John Moan, The Associated Press, Covina, California.
As the chaos unfolded, the quick thinking of some managed to save lives, while others, like 17-year-old Michael Ortiz, tragically fell victim to the merciless flames. Michael, innocently seated at his computer upstairs, became one of the casualties of the explosion and fire that engulfed the home. Alicia Ortiz, Michael's mother, also perished in the blaze, adding to the profound loss felt by the Ortega family and their community. But amidst the devastation, questions lingered. Why did the perpetrator, Bruce, unleash such brutal violence on innocent lives? Bruce, consumed by rage and anguish over his recent divorce, sought to exact revenge on his ex-wife and her family in a cruel and unfathomable manner.
Bruce and Sylvia Pardo had just finished a bitter divorce. The 43-year-old woman was hoping for better times, says her friend Roxanne Harrigy.
What did she have that he could have wanted? She had nothing. She came home with her clothes in her car and her kids, literally. He had the house, he had the cars. I mean, what could he have wanted?
Sylvia had even invited Roxanne to her family's Christmas party this year.
Plans changed for us at the last minute because my parents came to visit, so we couldn't go, but we wouldn't have had a chance.
His actions, fueled by extreme narcissism and obsessive-compulsive disorder, spiraled into a horrific act of violence that shattered the holiday festivities and shattered countless lives. Despite his meticulously planned escape, Bruce's intentions were thwarted by the very flames he ignited. The severe burns he suffered served as a grim reminder of the consequences of his heinous actions, leaving him to face the repercussions of his brutal rampage. After his botched escape attempt, Bruce's journey took a tragic turn as he drove 40 miles to his brother's house in Sylmar, seeking to end his own torment.
Pardo then drove to his brother's house, where he shot himself. Police found explosives in his rental car there. It blew up while they were trying to defuse the bomb, but no one was injured. Pardo's murderous scheme may not have ended with his in-laws' party. He was carrying $17,000 in cash and an airline ticket to Canada.
He intended to commit this crime and then flee the country. What it appears is that he didn't anticipate injuring himself to the point where obviously he took his own life.
Pardo owed $10,000 to his ex-wife Sylvia after a bitterly contested divorce settlement signed just last week. Carol Sanchez used to date Pardo when they were teenagers.
He was never like this. I'm shocked. I would never picture in my right mind he would ever do something to a family. I'm just devastated.
Pardo had also recently lost his job at a military defense supplier. He had volunteered, as he did every year, to be an usher at his church's midnight mass on Christmas Eve. This year, he changed his mind.
He said Merry Christmas to me and just kept walking down this way, and that was it.
Lieutenant Fred Corral of the Los Angeles County Coroner's Office revealed a haunting detail. Bruce's wound suggested a final desperate act of self-inflicted violence. As investigators delved deeper into Bruce's demise, they uncovered a startling discovery: $177,000 in cash meticulously wrapped around his legs, a chilling testament to his twisted motives. His rental car, rigged with a deadly device, served as a grim warning of his destructive intent. Inside his brother's home lay a cache of weapons, ammunition, and remnants of his sinister plot. What they uncovered was more than just a disturbed mind. It was a virtual bomb factory, a clandestine workshop where Bruce had crafted his deadly devices. To those on the outside, Bruce appeared charming and generous, but beneath the facade lurked a troubled soul consumed by darkness. His marriage crumbled under the weight of his hidden anguish, driving him to the brink of madness. In 2004, Bruce met Sylvia Orza, a woman who seemed to embody stability and warmth. Yet, their union quickly soured, descending into bitterness and resentment. As their marriage unraveled, Bruce's descent into darkness accelerated, culminating in a night of unspeakable horror. Driven by anger and despair, Bruce embarked on a path of destruction, his elaborate plans unraveling in a tragic cascade of violence. But amidst the chaos, stories of resilience emerged. Letitia Yusupovsky, a survivor of the massacre, chose love over hate, finding solace in gratitude and forgiveness. As the years passed, the wounds inflicted by Bruce's actions began to heal, but the scars remained. Yet, amidst the pain, the Ortega family found strength in each other, keeping their traditions alive and their memories cherished. Though Bruce's reign of terror has ended, his legacy serves as a haunting reminder of the fragility of human existence. But through love and resilience, the survivors of the Covina family massacre have found a glimmer of hope, forging a path forward from the darkness into the light. The Ortega family home, chaos reigned. A blue car, its headlights extinguished, sped away into the night, leaving behind only a pair of fake glasses and Santa's hat in the front yard. Bruce, his body ravaged by fire, fled to his brother's house in Sylmar, 40 miles away, his Santa suit fused to his skin, a grotesque reminder of his heinous actions. But there was no escape from the torment he had unleashed. When his brother returned home at 3:10 a.m., he discovered Bruce's lifeless body on the couch, a grim tableau of self-inflicted violence. Still adorned with his wedding ring, Bruce had succumbed to the darkness that consumed him. Turning her gaze to the future, Letitia chose love over vengeance, advocating for kindness and compassion in a world marred by violence. As Christmas approached each year, the Yusupovsky family gathered to share stories, exchange gifts, and pay homage to their loved ones at the cemetery. Despite the pain that lingered, they found solace in each other's company, their bond unbroken by tragedy. Though a decade had passed since the investigation closed, the detectives who had stood by the family's side continued to offer support, especially during the holiday season. Their unwavering commitment reflected a profound sense of empathy and compassion. Thanks for watching. Please like the video, press the subscribe button, and also drop your thoughts in the comment section.